Hey everyone, Ironman3406 here with another installment of the 212 starting engine for you. If this is your first time tuning in to the channel, my name's Nathan. Thanks for stopping by. There was a part 1 to this video series where we got the starting engine removed from the grader. I will throw a link up for that for you. If you remember from that part 1, I did have some issues with my GoPro, and I had the same issues because I recorded this all at the same time, so a lot of my footage didn't work out. And I had to install some still images here for about the first 3 minutes. So it's just in slideshow style. But you can see here we're doing the disassembly of the starting engine. Getting the rear cover off here right now to get access to all the gear train. Getting that idler gear off of there. That just slides off. There's no bolts or anything that hold it in. Getting the camshaft out. Now this I had to kind of monkey with a little bit. I had to take the cam out before I took all the valves and the lifters out because I had a couple valves that were stuck real bad. So I just had to slide the lifters aside, pull the camshaft out, and leave the lifters where they were. Cleaning out the thread holes for the puller holes to get the harmonic balancer or the pulley off. And that's all the images that I was able to salvage from the video for the disassembly. Now we're into the assembly, so we're getting that gear on the back of the crankshaft. Got the new fold-over lock tab on it there. Ready to start installing some pistons. Got the far side in. And we get on to the closer side here. So I did get all the valve seats ground on this engine block as well. Tapping in the piston here. And then we'll move into getting the connecting rods all buttoned up inside the block. Get those cotter keys on those nuts to hold everything in place. Then we got all the new valves in place, all the lifters, just doing like a final fit on those. Everything looks nice. Got that front cover bolted in place. Idler gear back on. Got the top cover installed. Gonna put the rear cover over the gear train now. New gaskets everywhere. Reinstalling all the head studs. So I took all those out, cleaned them, chased all the threads. New head gaskets. And then we got the heads installed. Moving on to the top of the car, or top of the engine, we got the carb in place, the governor, the exhaust manifold, the magneto, and the starter drive housing, and the oil fill tube and breather housing. On the backs, or on the front side there, you can see we got all the linkages hooked up, the mag wires, all that stuff's buttoned in place, and then engine's rebuilt back together. Well, hey everybody, Ironman3406 back with another video here for you. If this is your first time here, I'm Nathan. You'll remember the last couple videos we've been working on my 212 grader, specifically the starting engine. The last video that I left off with, I had actually the whole engine all put back together, but after I was home for a week and started thinking about things, I got the valve seats ground, and in my race to get this thing back together, I forgot to check the valve clearance between the camshaft and the lifters after he had ground the seats. So here I am, I got everything all tore apart again, and I am checking the clearance for the valve stem adjustment. Now on these you have to grind the valve stems to get them into spec. So I've already done the exhaust valve here on the one that had the really bad valve that was stuck in there that he had to really grind a lot out of. So the spec on these cold is 7 to 10 thousandths. I got my, I don't know if you can read it or not, 7 thousandths feeler gauge, and it's a little bit loose in there. So I'm going to go up 1, see what 8 feels like, and trying to do a feeler gauge one-handed here. There's 8. And we'll see what 8 feels like. So 8's just a little bit snug, so I'm going to call that good. I'm happy with that. It's within the specifications in the book. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this one out now, and I'm going to get it ground. I'll actually put my camera over by the valve grinding machine, show you how to grind the valve stems, and yeah, we'll just keep rocking away on this. So I'm going to show you guys my makeshift valve spring compressor here because I can't find the one at the shop. Just using the drill press. Putting it over the little gap here. Compressing it down. Holding it. If I can get my hand out of the way somewhere here. And then putting the keepers on from the bottom. Just like so. Don't always need the right tool, you just gotta be creative sometimes. You can make things happen. So. Okay, so like I said, with the magic of movie editing, I've got all 4 seats reground, or all 4 stems reground. Got these 2 here at 8 thou clearance, 8 and 7, so that's all within the specifications for how much clearance those need. So I am going to now put everything back together. So for this particular part of the build, I probably would have done a couple things a little bit different. Instead of lifting the whole assembled engine into place, I think I would next time leave the top cover off and all of the accessories on the top, and just put the assembled block in place first. This was just a little bit clumsy to get sort of lifted in here, using the skid steer and trying to keep everything straight, and the hydraulics aren't always the most finesse on those skid steers, so I would do it that way next time. So if you're doing this or whatever, I would say put the assembled block in place first, and then add all of the top cover and accessories after. Just make your life a little bit easier. Also, for anyone who is interested in a more detailed disassembly and assembly process on this starting engine, I'm going to throw up a couple links to Squatch253's channel. He did a really good in-depth disassembly and assembly on these starting engines. So if you need to reference that sort of build in more detail, I will put some links in the top and in the description of the video so that you can check those out if you're in the process of rebuilding one of these starting engines. Well, hey everybody, my apologies. I did not realize my camera wasn't recording for the last little bit here, but just to give you a little update as to where I am at. We are ready to try starting this thing. Got fuel lines all hooked up, spark plug, starter. We have a battery wired in, 6 volt. We are topped up on coolant. Little tip for you guys: if you're ever refilling the engine coolant on one of these engines of the pony motor, there's this little petcock right here. You open that when you're filling your coolant so that you don't get an airlock inside your pony motor or your starting engine. So just FYI, that's what that little petcock's there for. Got the fuel tank on, the air intake pipe for the pony starting engine. We're full of oil, nice clean fresh engine oil. If that shows up or not. Just going to get a little bit of gasoline, but we are right knocking on the door of giving this thing a shot to see if it's going to start. I'm pretty confident that it will. I mean, I'm a mechanic, so something would be wrong if I didn't. It's about halfway.
You think about 5 liters in there, and that's $7 for the gas, right?
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Well,
Moment of truth. All right, contact. There's lots of shit in that exhaust pipe anyway. Well, everyone, that is going to wrap up the starting engine rebuild on my 212 cat motor grader. Again, apologies for the lack of video. My GoPro just was not cooperating with me for this one, so thanks for watching either way. Pony motor, the starting engine runs good now. I'll be able to start my grader whenever I want. And don't forget, I am Iron Man. We'll catch you on the next one.